Hello, welcome to the Healthy Alternatives podcast. I am Dr. Christine Sauer with DocChristine.com. Today's show is a recording of my radio show of the same name. Enjoy! Good afternoon, this is Dr. Christine Sauer, your host of the show Healthy Alternatives, here on 97.5 CIOE-FM with live stream on communityradio.ca every Thursday at 12 noon Atlantic Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in today. In this show, I will talk, mostly with guests, about all aspects of health, healthcare and wellness, from conventional to alternative and everything in between. My mission for this radio show is to help change people's lives for the better by informing them about different options to get and stay healthy and well so they can choose for themselves which option might work in their case. And if you feel you are stuck in a dark place, I want to tell you, don't give up. There is a light at the end of the tunnel for you too. Today, I'm very pleased to be with Sara Banta, a certified health coach, gut health and natural supplement expert. Hi, welcome, Sara, to the show.
Hi, Dr. Christine. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I am happy to have you on, Sara. And I looked at your website and it looks really amazing. So I'm happy to talk about things that matter to our listeners. Let's start with talking about a little bit how you became the person you are and how you became a health coach and why you're passionate about what you do.
Well, if you go back to my college days, I never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing. I thought I was going to be either in finance or real estate and get married, have kids, and live happily ever after like we all think we're going to do. And just through natural health issues and gut issues and my own health problems, I was forced to go through some challenges and challenging times, which led me to natural practitioners who led me to where I am today.
Now, everybody is curious. Can you share what that was? Only if you're comfortable doing that, because I know the more specific, the more the people are interested in it.
Absolutely. So in my 20s, I always knew I was a picky eater. My family ate a lot of sugar and ate a lot of junk food because there was never really weight issues in my family. And so typically if a person doesn't have a weight issue, they'll eat whatever they want. But even though that wasn't an issue, I just never felt good on the food I was being fed. And I was eating a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, a low-fat diet because that's what we were told we were supposed to eat. And I just wasn't feeling good, brain fog. I had menstrual issues, PCOS, IBS. I was on the verge of Crohn's disease. By my third pregnancy, I felt completely depleted with no energy. I was tested and had high levels of heavy metals, aluminum, mercury, and copper, and what was the other one? Lead, mercury, and aluminum. And, I had all of these issues going on. And when I went to a natural practitioner, because really got no answers from the Western medicine field. They just essentially said, oh, you have IBS, and they shut the door, and that was all they were going to tell me. So I went to a natural practitioner who used a machine called the Skio machine. It's a biofeedback machine that scans your body for 10,000 items, and it tells you not only your physical health of where your liver and your kidneys and your hormones are and your vitamins and your minerals, but it also tells you your emotional state and where your serotonin and dopamine and GABA are and where my estrogen and progesterone, testosterone, all those things. So it was really eye-opening as far as how connected my physical body was with my mental health.
Absolutely.
Because at that point...
What year was it? How long ago?
Oh, so my my third child is now almost 13, so it was about 13 years ago.
That was just when the connection between gut and brain was in its baby steps.
Yes,
just being recognized.
Sure. This has been a long journey, and where I've come from is just, it's night and day. And so when I tell people, make all of these changes, I don't expect them to make changes overnight, because it's a journey and you have to take baby steps, and
right.
It's not going to all change overnight either. You've taken a certain amount of time to get to a dark place, and so
it takes a while to get out. And I tend to say you go 2 steps forward and 1 step or 1.5 back, and then you repeat.
Yes, and some of those steps back remind you of why you don't want to go back. And so it's not a bad thing. But anyways,
I like that perspective, Sara. It's really cool. It's not a bad thing to go backwards, because it reminds you why you want to change. Great. I love that.
Yes. So as I was moving forward, my son was 9 years old when he was not feeling well, not doing well, not looking well, not doing well in school, not wanting to do his sporting events, and we hooked him up to the machine, and leukemia came up.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, I thought I was doing everything right, and so we essentially put him on the accelerated silver, which is not a colloidal silver. It's a silver, an ultrafine silver hydrosol with some special frequencies that are embedded in it. And it's known to kill viruses, bacteria, fungus, and it boosts the immune system. So we put him on that, and we cleaned up his diet a little more. And within a year, not only were the cancer cells gone, but he had no more anemia, which he had no more vitamin B deficiencies and other deficiencies, and his blood turned from being very acidic to very alkaline, and he just came back to life. It was just amazing to see how a 9-year-old can turn around with no Western medicine, and it just made me think, oh my gosh, I've got something here that I need to share with the world. And it's just, I've got I just want
to put a warning in. If your kid has been diagnosed with leukemia, don't just forgo conventional medicine. In my opinion, it's the best to combine.
Yes, no, and I did not mean to say that.
No, I just want to make, sometimes when we say it on the radio, how our experience was, some people might mistake it the wrong way. That's why I wanted to just clarify that. I'm sure you mean that the same way. It just has to be clear, so we don't want nobody to forgo conventional therapy and just do natural. I am always a fan of combining conventional and naturopathic and alternative medicine, and I see the best results that way.
Absolutely. There's a place for both, absolutely. This boosts your immune system, and it's one of those things where there's no negative side effects. So if someone uses it, at the very least, it's going to boost your immune system, and it's not going to do anything negative to you or take you backwards.
And so it can be amazing if you combine it. And I love that you mentioned that, because it's so important that we look after our own health and not just believe what the doctor tells you. Oh, you have IBS, there's nothing we can do. Yes, there are things you can do, and some will work, some might not work.
Exactly. And that's what it really taught me, was I am my own doctor, and my kids are, I'm their number one advocate. No one's going to take care of my children as well as I am, or love them as much as I do. So I really have to look out for them. And with that, I started my business and with accelerated health products. But I had health issues for my other kids too that were very different. And my daughter had allergies, anemia, and she really struggled with asthma as well. And we would have nights where I'd watch her sleep just to make sure she's breathing. And through diet and nutrition, we brought her health back. And my third daughter was very healthy, but she had issues with migraine headaches, but also anxiety and comprehension issues. So that's where we get into the brain function and the connection between physical health and the mental health. And it really taught me how important nutrition is and supplementation to help get rid of anxiety and help with issues like ADD and some of the other brain issues like Alzheimer's, dementia,
absolutely,
and depression. And with kids these days and what my kids' friends are going through and the amount of depression and anxiety that they're experiencing, it was a real passion of mine when I started seeing good results just in my own home with my own daughter, how I could help others. And so that's where I then went back to school. So not only did I start my business, but then I went back to school to really study nutrition at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And I also went to another school for natural health supplements and how to essentially become your own doctor and how you can help aid your own health with natural supplements and becoming your best self physically and mentally.
And I really like how you say that, because I always tell my clients, you are the expert for your own body. It's your responsibility. Don't delegate it to any doctor, health coach, or whatever other so-called expert. You are the real expert for yourself, and you have to advocate as you are doing for your children. That is so important, that we don't delegate the responsibility for our life to somebody that takes 10 minutes to listen to you and then prescribes some pills or not. Even a naturopath sometimes. Or I like what Buddha said, the quote, don't believe anybody, not even what I say. Only believe what resonates with your intuition, your feelings.
Yes, and what has been amazing over the years is I have given my kids this power and belief that they are in control of their own health.
Super.
And over the years, they now make their own breakfast, they make their snacks, they make their lunch, they take their own vitamins. I don't put it out for them. And I've given them the power, I've given them the control and taught them that it's on them.
Wow.
And I'm here to support and to love and to give advice, but they're
growing into it.
And,
wonderful.
Yep.
We have to stop because that's the end of the first half of today's broadcast. But I'm excited to continue that conversation about gut health and how it's connected with mental brain health, about different diets and how they can help actually feel better, not just in depression, mental health, brain health. It all hangs together. So tune in after the commercial break for more to hear about that with Sara Banta. Hello and welcome back to Healthy Alternatives here on 97.5 CIOE FM or on the web at communityradio.ca. I'm your host, Dr. Christine Sauer, and today I'm talking with Sara Banta, a certified integrative nutrition health coach, gut health and mental and natural supplement expert. Welcome back, Sara.
Thank you, Dr. Christine.
And we talked in the first half a little bit about your experience and your dogs and your children's experience.
I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I love animals. We are soon getting a new puppy ourselves. Dogs are so cute. Cats are cute too. My best friend has a lovely, lovely cat. So nothing against cats. So let's talk a little bit about how gut health and mental and brain health hang together, because many people still think, and you have children, when they have a child with ADHD or a child that is very sad or hyperactive or very drawn in on the autistic spectrum, that there is nothing they can do besides giving them maybe Ritalin or antidepressants? What's your experience?
I'll go ahead.
What's your experience with that?
I actually have many friends with autistic kids and even more kids around me that are depressed or anxious or have just ADD. I mean, I don't know many kids that are not on some sort of medication, and it's really sad to hear. But through my journey and through everything that I've learned, I've really realized that there is, you really need to get your foundation of the physical body and detox it if there's any toxins in the body and rebuild it with supplements and nutrition through food and vitamins before you get the mind and emotional state intact. And so, our kids and us, we're all bombarded by processed foods and the GMOs and toxins from bromide, chlorine, and fluoride, and stress even, and then the EMS from cell phones and smart meters and just the radiation in the world that we're exposed to. All of those things cause a disruption not only in the brain but in the gut.
Absolutely.
And the gut is called the second brain. So what I like to do is first look at how to detox and reset and rebuild the gut, which is where the immune system is, and this is what we call leaky gut. Most people have it unless they are actively trying to get rid of it. And what leaky gut is it's essentially where you have holes in the intestinal lining that come from sugar, carbs, toxins, pesticides. And when you get those holes in the gut, then you have your healthy kale salad, and those particles are not broken down, but they get into the bloodstream, and the body says, oh my gosh, what is this? I don't know what this foreign object is in my blood. And I
better react to it.
Yes, an exaggerated autoimmune inflammatory response. And that inflammation causes inflammation in the brain, inflammation in your joints, and arthritis. It can cause acne and skin rashes, or ADD, autism, IBS, Crohn's disease, and most other autoimmune diseases. And then, of course, just gas and bloating and constipation or diarrhea. So even if your stomach feels fine,
sorry to interrupt
but
you.
you're having some of these other issues, they could be caused by leaky gut.
And leaky gut is a very important concept. And I find it interesting. I'm on the older spectrum. I am 58 years old. And I remember when I was in school, there was not a single child with food allergies. And nowadays, there's about 20 to 30% of children that have food allergies. So something is very wrong with our gut. And no wonder that influences the brain. And the neurotransmitters are made in the gut by the bugs, by our good or bad bugs in the brain. I call it the aliens in our gut.
Right. And a lot of people find that if they heal their leaky gut, that some of those allergies go away. And that's like with my daughter who had allergies and asthma and anemia. Those things have gone away. She can pretty much get away with eating anything in moderation if she wants to. Now, what we do is we stick to a ketogenic diet, which means a lower carb, higher fat diet. We stick to a gluten-free diet. And when you feed the gut these things, and I have a protocol of 6 supplements that help clean out the gut and rebuild it. And then you add in this ketogenic diet, it really accelerates the healing of the gut and healing of the brain, because the other part is that your serotonin and dopamine and GABA are all coming from the gut. They're not made in the brain.
And we do need good food, and we do need good fats. And I think it's important to mention that ketogenic diet not just means high fat, low carb, but high in good fats, high in anti-inflammatory fats, not any fat. Because if you drink vegetable oil, you have ketogenic diet, but you get sick. And it should be high in vegetables and some fruit and not the other way around. And I know you know that. I just wanted to make sure that it comes through where our time is relatively limited. And that is so important because some people think when they drink a ketogenic supplement, that's a ketogenic diet. It is not.
You're so right. And what we call that is dirty keto. And I do not
I like that.
What I promote is more of like the olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, the nuts and seeds, and just avocados in general, and then wild fish, organic meats and that sort of thing with the higher levels of omega-3s, and not the omega fats.
Grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chickens, and pasture-raised pigs. You can eat those animals if they are killed humanely and kept in a good way. I don't find that in any way cruel. Not like that CAFO stuff from the concentrated animal feedlots. That is pro-inflammatory, and that's so important to say.
Exactly. I'm 100% with you on that. So with that, that's the diet that we stick with, and then as far as that, I also find that iodine is very important for the diet because when you have fluoride and chlorine and bromide in your body and you don't have enough iodine, those other toxins clog the iodine receptor sites, and especially in the brain, in your pineal gland. So if you're someone who is finding yourself going, gosh, I've never been depressed or anxious in my life, and now all of a sudden I'm experiencing this, or I feel like I have brain fog all of a sudden, these toxins could be clogging and calcified in your brain, in your pineal gland. And if you take the proper iodine, which I really love the Acceleradine that I have because it's a monoatomic iodine, but it starts kicking out those toxins and feeding your brain and your thyroid and all of the cells in your body the proper nutrients to create ATP and to help the brain clear out those toxins and lift out of that brain fog. And it helps with getting rid of the endocrine disruptors, which are the pesticides and the mercury and, like I said, the bromide, chloride, and fluoride. And what they do is they compete for that receptor site in the iodine, and bromide. And so
you really need the right. Sarah, sorry, I have to get you a little bit shortened. I'm sorry about that, because I really want you to share how people can contact you if they want to know more, if they want to learn a little bit more about the supplements that you offer, and how can they contact you, because you are right, iodine and the right supplements are like part of an orchestra. So tell me, how can they contact you?
They can reach me through my website, acceleratedhealthproducts.com, which is ACCELERATED, or my email address is sarah@acceleratedhealthproducts.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram under Accelerated Health Products. And I also have a YouTube channel, Accelerated Health Radio. I've got a lot of informational videos on there that explain the supplements and how everything works. And you can reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with putting together a protocol if you've got specific health issues that you need help with.
That's excellent. And thank you so much for being a good spirit and being on my show and sharing your knowledge and your experiences. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Christine.
And this brings me to the end of today's show. Please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions, thoughts, comments, or suggestions. Or if you'd like to contact Sara, my email here is christine@communityradio.ca, or contact me through my website, docchristine.com. And I'm always grateful for any feedback. I also want to extend a special thank you to today's producer, Ryan Pulsifer. Thanks, Ryan. You're the best. You might not know this, but this is a volunteer-run nonprofit radio station. Thank you all for listening to Healthy Alternatives. I'm your host, Dr. Christine Sauer. Tune in next Thursday at noon on 97.5 CIOE-FM Community Radio with live stream on communityradio.ca for the next episode. Goodbye and have a great day.